Yo, DJ.
Are you done mixing yet?
Your DJ.
Righty there, ladies and gentlemen. We've got a little bit of a problem here, but don't worry about that. I'll edit that out. We'll go continue from there. Let's go ahead and go.
More fire.
Yo, DJ.
Are you done mixing yet?
Your DJ has only just begun.
Yep, good to go.
Hi, this is Lovely. You're listening to your nighttime, right time DJ, DJ Music on CRBJ's Classic R&B Jams Radio. Soulful sounds all around town.
Good morning, good evening, good night, and good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It's your nighttime, right time DJ Music here with a special edition of the Chop Shop. And say it loud, all the good places over here. I got some folks that you probably can see on the screen if you're going to check out the YouTube a little bit later on. But right now, I'll tell you all about them. Coming up here, January 27th and 28th, it's a comedy show. It's called Marvelous Mom Productions, and they present a two-night event in the Low Country. Comedians from around the country, from Florida, South Carolina, but ain't no sense in me talking about them, ladies and gentlemen. I got somebody who'll tell you all about them right about now. And let me introduce our first guest here, Marcy Novella, the lady that's putting all this together there. How you doing, Marcy?
I'm doing fine.
Good. Why don't you, before we go any further, why don't you tell us about yourself there and what we're about to talk about here for the next 30, 45 minutes or so.
Well, I'm Marcy Novella, coming from Brooklyn. I'm with Pipe TV. I'm also an author, filmmaker, and a promoter. And I decided to do a show to bring back to my
Marcy, I think we lost your sound there. Yeah, I think we lost Marcy there for a minute there, ladies and gentlemen. So why don't we go around? I'll start at the top of the screen over here that's on my right side there. And why don't you introduce yourself there, Lady Vice? How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing great. Why don't you tell the folks about a little bit about yourself, what you do, and what we're about to do here in the Low Country coming up this weekend?
Sure. I'm from the Low Country as well, from a small town, very small town. We have a tiny dot on the map. It's called Cross, South Carolina. And what we'll be doing this weekend is coming together for a beautiful night of clean comedy and some other entertainment like singing. I sing, and poetry. I know Sunshine does poetry, and I'm sure she'll be able to tell you more about that as well.
Okay, great. And moving right along there, Mr. Mike, you said tell us up in the house.
Yeah, what's going on? Mike Butler, originally from New York City, but I'm in my hometown of Holly Hill, South Carolina. Yeah, I do a lot of comedy, this is some very artists like Earthquake, Bruce, and we're bringing a show to the Low Country, with Marcy Nova and See No Evil. So I'm very excited, to be a part of this, because bringing things home, things home to for people that come out, because they always say, they can't go that far, do this and that. So we bring it to the Low Country. And I'm very glad to be a part of this.
Yep, most definitely looking forward to it there. And down right below there, Mr. Butler, we have Sunshine Sims. Come on in and speak with the folks.
Yes, hello. Thank you so much for having me, DJ Music. And I'm very excited to be a part of this event that Miss Marcy Novella's putting on. I am, again, Sunshine Sims, an author, spoken word artist, as well as a life coach. And I'll be reciting two poems. I'll be reciting some poems actually from my book, Conflicts of My Mind and Heart. But I hope I can bring some encouragement, enlightenment, and empowerment to the community through my words.
Right. Right. Got poets, authors, and comedians. Marcy, can you hear me?
Yes,
Okay,
I can
well,
hear you.
oh, there you are. There you are. Go ahead and finish up where you before we introduce the headliner of the show. Of course, I had to say not taking anything away from anyone, but got to say the headliner for last over there. So go ahead, Marcy. Go ahead.
So, like I said, Alvin is representing, and we're
Alvin,
proud
South
to
Carolina.
announce that we have headliner comedian See No Evil.
See no evil. Well, she said it then. So come on in there, my man, and tell us about you and what's where you what you're coming from and what you do. Of course, we know what you do.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
All right, excellent. Good evening, whoever's listening. My name is comedian See No Evil. I am a totally blind entertainer. I'm a comedian, actor. I'm also a blind athlete, professional gamer. I got a lot of stuff going on, y'all. And I'm coming to South Carolina, to the country, to talk to y'all all about it. Gonna make you laugh, gonna make you cry, and then at the end of the night, I'm gonna eat up your food.
Yes, we're going to have that Southern hospitality for you.
Indeed, there's nothing like it, folks. I tell you, born and raised in the Low Country. So for those of you that in earshot of, especially those in the tri-state area, this will be one thing. When you come to South Carolina, one thing you will say is the hospitality down there is off the chain. Would y'all agree with that?
Mhm.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
Sure.
So I'm gonna bounce it around a little bit. I'm gonna throw a question up in there, and then we'll go around the table, and you guys can tell me exactly how you started in the business, and what some of the things that you're going to be doing, minus the show that's coming up here this weekend. So just randomly, I ended with the headliner, See No Evil, and so I'll start with you, my man. Where did you get the inspiration from? So, because of course you have a disability, being blind. How is that? Is that trying to be? Well, I guess there's no way to say it. How has that affected you in the industry that you're in, being a comedian?
Well, to be honest, it's a gift and a curse because it's my whole identity. It's who I talk about when I'm on stage most of the time. And it's also a curse because I have missed out on gigs. I have been counted out of competitions before I even entered them. I've even been told that I can't host a show just because they didn't think I can get on and off the stage on my own. So, like I said, it's been a gift and a curse. I got into acting first. I've been acting all my life. And I went through school, and I thought I was going to go to college for music because I was an excellent piano player. All blind people don't sing, just letting y'all know. That's a side note. But the music that I was going out for, they was like, hey, you have to do something else. So I finished college, and hold on, my phone's running this mouth. I actually got put into stand-up comedy because my cousin saw a Comedy 101 class online, and he said, you're always making us laugh anyway, so why don't you just try this and see if you like it. The class was 6 weeks. I paid for it. I took it. They put us on stage in front of a crowd of about 500 at the end of the class. I was a hit, so I kept doing it, and 8 years later, this is what I'm doing.
Wow, I can imagine, of just being just and again, no disrespect to it, but imagine going into this field with the disabilities that you have. Um, I can understand, but what do you think in this industry? What do you have to say is one of your major accomplishments?
Major accomplishments. I think I'm a walking accomplishment because disabled folks are not supposed to get far. You're not expected to do much. You're expected to be in the house and feel sorry for yourself. And I'd like to think that I do a lot. I'm a lot. Anything that I touch, I'm going to do my best at it. And if I can't, I just won't do it, or I'll go out trying. And to be into the game this far, and to be seen by producers and companies outside of my city and state and even area, I think that is an accomplishment, and I still want more. I'm greedy.
Absolutely. Absolutely, wholeheartedly. Let me move on to the next person, and it's the same question to you, Lady Vice. Where did you get your start at? And to add to it, who is some of the folks that inspired you to
beautiful voice
that you are?
Oh, thank you. I know it's cliche, but I can honestly say when I knew myself, I was singing. So, and I think I've mentioned it in a past interview, or at least a Marcy novella. There's a story that my uncle will tell that as a baby, he could hear me crying from 2 houses away, and he asked my mother what was going on. And I think I was just getting my lungs ready for what was to come. So I've been singing all of my life. One of my biggest inspirations is my father. He's no longer with us, but he kept music in our lives, in our house, all the time. And so he really helped me develop a love for music, all kinds of music. And so that's why oftentimes when I sing, I'm singing stuff that was a hit long before I was born, but it's still, a hit to me because that's what I grew up listening to. Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. And some of these, and not to try and cut you out of the genre itself, but some of the female singers, who would you say that inspired you? Some say Anita Baker, Patti LaBelle, and different things like that. So who are some of those artists that you kind of emulated throughout your career?
I don't want to sound like an odd duck, but I'm actually more inspired by male singers. So it'll be Sam Cooke or Jackie Wilson or the Spinners. So it's a lot of the male singers that I find to be really inspirational for me. Stevie Wonder, without a doubt. So the male singers.
Shout out.
I'll run into y'all one day and I'm gonna ask you who's my favorite singer. And if you don't answer Stevie Wonder, we might have some problems.
Right? I understand.
I see what you did there.
All right, work that right in, didn't it?
Walk on in.
So we're gonna move on to the man, Mr. Butler. Tell us a little bit about yourself, and where did you get your start, my man? Down here, in this small town of South Carolina, we don't have many comedy clubs around here. Do you agree? And so, tell us a little bit about that and where you get your inspiration from, there, good brother.
Well, where I was living in Atlanta, Georgia, and I was dating a young lady and went to amateur night at the Uptown Comedy Club where Earthquake was the host. And
love that club.
Yeah, she entered my name into the amateur night, and I just went up there and everybody was posted and making people laugh. So we got down to singing, people singing, doing all that. So it was everybody up to my number. And when I got there. They told me to say a joke, and I said a joke after time. I forgot what I said, but anyway, after that, I met one of the Earthquake agents, and I started doing comedy in Atlanta, and then I met a partner of mine of D.S. Sanders, where he's from Charlotte, North Carolina, and he's taking a comic deal in 1990, I want to say 95, and then I went with him. I got on stage because one guy that showed up, and comedy was like a 4-minute hit, and that was back in the '94, And ever since then, I've been doing comedy. You know, did a lot of traveling. You know, and I did the open act for like Earthquake again, and Bruce in Atlanta, and you know, some guy Don C. Curry, and you know, just love what I do. And, you know, God
Right.
is
So
with me.
you've been on stage with some of the heavyweights then. Earthquake,
Yeah,
Bruce.
yes, man. Then like I said, J. Anthony Brown, you know, from South Carolina, and you know, I
Right.
opened up asking him, you know, in Spartanburg, South Carolina, and you know, just being myself, and you know, like I was coming up as a kid, my teacher always telling me, you know, being a clown, you know, you always get paid for it one day. So here I am.
Being the class clown paid off, huh?
Yeah, I did. Love what I do, and I like to make people laugh. And you know, my dad and mom was my biggest fan, but they died back in the early 2000. And you know, I always say a joke just to see if they laugh. If they laugh, I know it was funny.
That's funny, right? I understand that. I understand. Right.
Yeah, I kept my composure, and love what I do. You know, to see someone laugh, and you know, of a joke you said, or something to make them smile. You know, because sometimes some people need a good laugh just to make their day. So I like to be that person sometimes. You know.
Now, before we one more question before I move to Miss Sunshine here. Do you find in the of course I watch the comedy circuit. I've been to several comedy clubs and stuff like that. But a lot of the comedians I hear, and it's I'll come back to you on this one in a little bit, Mr. Evil. But do you is the competition as fierce as it is? I mean, I'm not to accuse anyone of a joke robbery or anything like that, but have you run into that in your career so far, where you know you read something that was original to you?
Yeah, I said a joke one time, and a guy, you know, on the next show, and then he didn't know I was in the audience. You know, we toured together, and then I came to the show because the guy D.S. Sanders invited me, so I was sitting in the audience, and the guy came on stage, and the same joke I said was, you know, he said, and I thought, wow, you know what I'm saying? So I went backstage, you know, I said, you owe me some money, man, because, you know, you said my joke, you know what I'm saying? So, it wasn't a big deal, you know, but, you know, sometimes, you know, we as comedians, and, you know, certain things, you know, you use, and you got to keep going, and a lot of my jokes I write down, so, you know, I always, you know, it's handwritten, you know, go to Walmart, it's a joke, you know what I'm saying? If somebody in there doing something funny, wherever you go at, I always keep a fan, in the past. So I love what I do.
Right, indeed. And moving on down to the next young lady on the panel over there. You know, with a name like Sunshine, you got to be something to it. So, got to ask you, where you get the name Sunshine from?
Actually, it was my husband who gave me that name. He said I brought a lot of sunshine to him in his life.
I told you. I knew it was something behind
it. But you know, I've been told a lot that that's how I'm very happy, exciting, and you know, I can bring joy, even though I'm like, okay. But that's what I like to do, just like the rest. I like to encourage, empower, and enlighten other people. And I got my start in junior high school because my teachers would always tell me, you're a great writer, you're a great speaker, you can perform. And I really appreciated Maya Angelou. She helped me with, you know, I love Still I Rise and those poetry that helped me to, that helped me to get, sorry about that. So it helped me to get my, you know, write my books and get myself together. I'm sorry, my thought process has changed.
Throw it off, did you?
I'm sorry. Come back to me. But everybody, hi, I'm Sunshine Sims. Can't wait to meet you all.
Wow.
And while we come back to Sunshine, let's go back to that question that I asked Mr. Butler earlier. See no evil. What about that in the industry? Have you found someone that hijacked your jokes, and how do you deal with that?
Well, it was when I would say within the first 2 years of me doing comedy, I went up to Atlanta, and I was at, I forget the name of the place, but it was in Midtown, and there was a waiting list. Like you had like a list that they had to call from to get on stage. So I was just sitting in the crowd with my cousins, and the guy got up there and told my joke verbatim.
Wow.
Nobody laughed though. You know why?
No.
Right.
What about the delivery?
Because his eyes were open. Doesn't have the same feeling.
Yeah, I
And
kid him.
you know, go ahead.
No, go ahead. I can imagine.
I was about to, I was like, I'm gonna wait till the show is over and then say something to him. But then I thought about it, and I was like, why am I going to say something to him about it? They didn't laugh at it. Even though he only told a piece of it, but it was still my joke verbatim. And I didn't understand how he would have even heard that, because I'd only been in the game for 2 years, and that was my first time going to Atlanta. So I was a little perplexed. So, but it's still my joke, and I still tell it. So.
So going around to the table again, I'll ask. I'll start with you this time, Lady Sunshine. In the industry that you're in, who are some of the folks that you would like to collaborate with, as far as your writings, or speaking engagements, or doing some spoken word? Who are some of those folks that you'd like to put yourself around, so to speak?
Actually, that's a great question. Well, I think the cat's got my tongue, but who's some of those? Well, you know what? Yeah, cat's got my tongue at this moment, so I really couldn't say.
Dr. Seuss, that's what you got to say.
Whatever.
What about you there, Mr. I'll go. No, go ahead, Sunshine. I'm sorry. If you need some more time, go right ahead. Come on back. Come on back. No, ma'am.
No, thank you. Let me take that time.
Come on back. Okay. What about you there, Mr. Butler? I know you worked with Earthquake and some of those guys, but what's the next step with you? What is that comedian out there that you would like to get up on the stage and would say, wow, I'm here?
Well, yeah, I would like to get with Chris Rock and find out why he let Will Smith slap him that dang on hard. First person I want to get on and what we, but a lot of comedians, you want to get out here. In my future, I hope to just to be in a movie scene, So, I'm pushing, if God gonna take me wherever God takes me, I'm ready to go. And just being in the presence of the comedians, like I do like the old school, like when Richard Pryor was doing it for comedy, and the old school guys. We got a lot of comics out here. You got so many comics and so many things that they do, but just being the present of things. So like see no evil. This is my first time ever heard about him, but he sounds to be funny. So I'm amazed just to be in his presence, and certain places, this idea of doing comedy, and like I said, I met Martin Lawrence, but I met him, on a bypass. Martin, what's up? And he's like, what's up? And kept going. So, but the thing was, just in certain places you be at, wherever God takes you, I'm ready to follow.
Cool. And of course, I'm partial to female singers. So, Lady Vice, who are some of the folks that, if you had the opportunity, I would say, your phone rang today, and there was a call. I'm gonna need you to come on up and sing, open up for me, or sing on this record. Who would you want that phone call to come from?
Well, first, let me say I'm glad you asked them first, because it gave me a chance to think about it right quick. And I would have to say, of course, without question, Stevie Wonder. But after Mr. Wonder, India Ari or Raphael Sadiq.
Oh, shoot.
Right there. Maybe you won't. But I'm glad you chose Stevie Wonder though, because I guess he just got inducted to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame a little while ago. So see no evil, man. You know, this sky's the limit. Of course, you know, if you know anything about Stevie Wonder and his humble beginnings, all I can do is take my hat off to you. But you know, I think that's why he's one of my favorite artists, because you know, all the things that was with him. So I appreciate that, Lady Vice. But I'm not gonna let you off the hook just that easy. So. In writing these songs, where do you get your inspiration from when you write your songs? Is it something that you write down, or is it something about your day, or you know, a relationship? And what do you think makes the best? What's the best recipe for? What do you think? Writing songs or writing music?
Well, I think the best recipe for writing is just life, because you can write about absolutely everything you experience. And for me, one of my favorite songs to sing, and the one I'll be singing at the event, is a song about the people in my life who make me love who I am. My family, my siblings, and my parents, my son, and then my caramel sundrop husband. So that's who I find inspire me the most.
Right. Right. See, that's the thing, beauty. Because I got to step back just to folks. Before I came here, I was on a YouTube interview stream, and we were talking about man-female relationships, and both the women, you automatically, without question, you spoke highly of your other halves, but you don't get that, you know, in that type then where I just came from before I came here. So kudos to both of you ladies, and you know, just on a personal level with that, you know, it's refreshing to understand, you know, that to hear black women out there that saying, you know, there are some good black men out here in the world still. I got one of them. You know?
Thank you. You're welcome.
Thank you. Absolutely.
So let's go to the lady that's putting all this together, Marcy. Why don't you? How do you recruit these guys, and how do you put them all to where they're all coming down to South Carolina here?
Well, that was some hard work. Okay, I met Sunshine through social media, not knowing that we shared mutual friends. I met See No Evil through social media.
She saw me.
Yes, I saw you. You didn't see me, but I saw you. And I did a poll for South Carolina, and this is how I came across Mike and Randy, the two comedians that will be opening for him. And Vice, I had a talent show, Marvelous Mom Production, talent show online, and she was one of the recipients of our first talent show on Zoom during the pandemic. So that's how I came across getting to know everybody. But through that time, I also became good friends with everyone. So it doesn't just feel like a business. Everybody feels like family. I rock with See No Evil any day. I rock with Sunshine any day. Rocking with Vice. And as time go on, I've spoken with Mike, told him that we'll be doing shows in New York, and he's more than welcome to join us up here.
Yes, I will.
So,
2 new members of the family.
Right, that's what I was just about to ask you. So you guys are you going to other cities after this, or will this be one show stop, and then you'll get back and go back into the back cave and figure out where we're going with the situation?
Well, this was my trial. If I can't convince the people from my own home, then I'm not doing it right. My intentions is to go to other cities, but I would like to see how my community and my family respond to it.
Okay. And again, while we're out here, I'm sure you guys have performed out in public. What two things? I guess what's your most memorable performance? And I hate to ask, but what's your least? I don't want to go back there again. Performance. Anyone can start off. Go right ahead.
I didn't even hear the question.
I'm saying, in this business, you have those great performances that's memorable for you, and those well, not so much performances, but venues that you played. You're like, I don't really want to go back there again. So, what's some of the most memorable spots that you've been to, and least memorable?
I've been to Jersey. I went to New Jersey, and I did did poetry. It was very wonderful at this place. I think it was a library actually, but I did another poem at a different place, actually in Florida, and it just wasn't right. It just wasn't for the right scene, and I was just like, darn, like I gave all of this, but the vibe was going a whole nother way. I was bringing encouragement and empowerment, and they were talking about other things. So that made me definitely feel uncomfortable. But I bet hey, you live and you learn.
Right. Well, now that you're there, Sunshine, on the spoken word, what's when you do the spoken word, how do you know that? How do you engage the crowd with? I see a lot of the finger snappers. I've always been curious about that. So now that I'm talking to someone that's in that atmosphere, what is the finger snapping and the different nuances of the spoken word world? Just tell us about that a little bit.
Well, awesome. I'm glad you know about the finger snapping. Yes, definitely. When you hear that thing that touches you, makes you smile or cry, that's when you snap your fingers to instead of clapping, to be able to get through that moment, and you still showing support, because when you do those finger snaps, the poet or the artist, spoken word artist, can feel more and say yes and get deeper or funnier and happier. So it just depends.
Right. Okay. Anybody else want to chime in on the last question?
So for me, one of the most memorable performances of my life so far is performing at a little local talent show, a duet with my dad. He and we never performed a duet again, but that one stands out. And that was one of the first times I was a young teenager. So that was one of the first times someone else heard me singing and then started asking me to perform at other events like anniversaries, weddings, that kind of thing. And I think one of the worst performances I ever had, it was actually a technical malfunction. You have backing tracks, and for some reason the DJ, he could not take out the main vocal on the track. So on the fly, I had to harmonize with the singing with the main track. It was interesting adventure, but I have to say that was the worst.
Right. Mr. Butler?
Yeah, you can hear me?
Let me ask you, my man, as a comedian, and I'll come to you to see no evil. There's always that particular joke that just doesn't land well. How do you recover from a joke that don't land well?
Well, I was at Eden, Atlanta at Club 112. I know, you probably heard of that one.
Yeah, I could barely hear him.
You can hear me now? Hello? Hello?
No.
Club C112.
I hear you.
Go ahead. You can go ahead.
Anyway, I went to 112, and there was a white guy before me, and he went up there, and he got the crowd all riled up, and he said nigga. And so the crowd got all wild, and we trying to go out there. So when I went out, they were throwing chairs, so
oh no.
Yeah, they in my night quick. Then I went to Myrtle Beach, and I didn't know there was two white comedians that I was to be with. And so when I got there, they was talking. So when they called me out, I thought I looked around. So when they called me on stage and I came out through the curtain, I said, "Oh no, I'm at the wrong rally. I'm at the Q-Cent rally." So everybody looked at me and giving a look, so they laughed. But I had somebody with some sore eyes just didn't follow me around the room. So, you know, that was a memorable moment that thing. So I said the wrong thing to the white people, you know, show. So that was a night that I always, and then after the show, you know, you stay around and shake hands. So after I finished, you know, I got them out the way. I said, I don't want them to have me in the back of the trunk. So that was that. Yeah, man. So that was one of my moments.
Right. I had a question for you, but when you all I heard was a Klan rally, and you know, that throw anybody off.
Yeah, man, that's what it was to me.
Hey, I would like to add.
Sure, go right ahead.
Can I?
Yeah, sure, right ahead.
Oh, so my best night was when I received the Sitter Awards in September of 2022, and that's the success of the arts. And it was great because I had an opportunity to give a speech and talk about my cause, SIDS. My son died from that, so I was able to give statistics, talk about him, and I had my family and friends there to hear my speech. So that was wonderful. But the time that I froze was when I was in the studio with Chris Jasper, and I just could not get the words right when I had this interview with him. And I'm trying to collect my thoughts, but I got caught in the moment because of his status. I felt that I wasn't worthy to be in the studio with him, but he reassured me that I was. And it was just a great experience of being in the studio with the legend, Chris Jasper.
Right. I imagine so. So, what comes coming to that question? Have you guys when you run into celebrities, do you guys get starstruck at all? I know I do. I have to be quite honest. I remember the first time I met Gladys Knight. I don't think I'm right. I haven't been right yet.
Yeah.
You still on that midnight train to Georgia?
Yeah, I came the right thing.
Woo woo.
Lady Bikes, you know, I got to say this. When I first heard your voice, of course, in the business that I am, I'm in the business of recognizing voices. So when somebody talks to you on the phone, what is don't they say this to you first? I bet you can sing.
No, I haven't had anybody say that I can remember.
Well, I'm glad I'm the first one then. So
Yeah,
from now,
thank you.
I mean, your voice, it's one of those voices that's catchy. That's, you know, that's like, okay, make you pay attention for a little bit. You know, like when a woman, well, I'm trying to be a comedian, but I'll leave that up to you guys. So.
Well, thank you so much.
Y'all do what y'all do. I'm only here to do the interview. Sunshine, you all right over there?
Yes, sir.
All right, I'm glad to hear it. I'm seeing that we're gonna go around the room, and it's almost time to close this out there, ladies and gentlemen. So let's start at the top again with the lovely Lady Vice, and you tell us about after this show what's going to be going on for you and your social media outlets, or anything that you want to tell the folks about how they can engage with you, or, you know, all the different anything that you want to put out about yourself. Go right ahead.
Thank you. So for me right now, I'm still focusing on singing locally. And as far as social media, I guess I'm old-fashioned and old soul. I don't have a lot of social media. I just joined Instagram in 2022. So, yes. And so I'll be working in 2023 on just starting putting out videos, little short snippets of me singing different things and seeing what happens. Yeah, that's what I'll be doing.
All right.
Progress.
Indeed. Money Mike?
Well, baby, my next event is I'm going to be rehearsing for a stage play out of Sumter, South Carolina. And this guy put stuff together, right now. And then I After this Saturday, I got a show in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. And then I'm going to move to Jacksonville. And, just keep going on. I get a call every day, what I'm saying, about something. And, I do a lot of church events, to run for churches in my area. And a lot of, just, moving on one day at a time.
Right. And Miss Sunshine?
Yes, similar to Vice, I will be doing things locally as well. I have my next performance, has my next performance going to be out in Hollywood, Florida. And also you can find me at Sunshine Sims on Facebook. If you do Instagram or TikTok, it's going to be The Sunshine Sims. Again, that's Sunshine Sims on Facebook or The Sunshine Sims on Instagram and TikTok.
All right. And I'll skip by you just for a second there, Marcy, and I'll go to the headliner. Why don't you tell us where we can find you and what your next project's there, good brother?
All right. It took some work, but you can find me anywhere under Comedian See No Evil. No matter what platform you look on, you'll find me under that. Comedian See No Evil. C is spelled correctly, S-E-E. Okay? So it's Comedian See No Evil. After this show, after this weekend, which I'm excited for, just a side note, I've been working on performing in South Carolina for a couple of years now. I come there at least once, twice a year to visit family, but just everything is so spread out there that it's hard to get to any clubs. But to be honest, we ride by Monk's Corner all the time to get to something from Charleston. But I've only heard of it. I have never been there, and I'm excited to be there. But after this weekend, I will be in Orlando, Florida, second week of February, and then I have a Valentine's show that I have to headline in Miami on Valentine's evening. So that's me.
All righty. And Marcy, why don't you tell us about what your next project, and we'll go from there. And I have one more question right after that, and we'll go around the table one more time.
Okay, so I'm writing and producing. I have a movie coming out called The Sty. That's DASTUY. Look out for that. That'll be in the film festivals coming soon. And also my personal experience owning SIDS will be in the film festival, and we looking for a platform for Tubi and also Amazon Prime. There was a delay, and now I got everything running. I'm also going to be doing more promotions and just working with people. Marvelous Mom Production LLC is a community-based company that just help out with the local businesses and vendors and causes.
Great. And I'll tell you what my last question is, and I got to say it's Black.
I'm sorry.
Go right ahead.
And please follow me at Marcy, that's MARCIE, Novella, NOVELLA, at Facebook, and also Marcy Novella _72 at Instagram.
All right, great. And my last question again, like I said, Black excellence. I'm sitting up in the presence of some look like some great entrepreneurs in their own right in each one of their endeavors. And I wish you guys all the luck and all the success, and I hope I'm looking forward to this opportunity to working with you guys this weekend. But my last question for you, if you had to give some advice to some up and coming folks that's in your respective fields, what would be the advice that you would give each one of them? And I'll start with the headliner this time, Mr. See No Evil.
Well, if you haven't figured it out by now, my inspiration is me. Don't ever let anyone count you out before you have the chance to show them what you can do. And if they try to, find a different approach, because seeing is believing, and I don't see no evil. Okay, So y'all not gonna keep me out. As long as I'm determined, who gonna stop me?
Man, that cat know how to use his name, don't he? And Lady Sunshine, I'll go to you next.
Similar to what Sino Eva said, but I would say don't be afraid to do something just because you are scared of what people may say. At the end of the day, people will judge anyway, so keep your feet grounded, planted, and you keep moving forward, doing your craft.
All
That's
right,
what I would
and
say.
all right, Money Mike. You're muted there, Mike. I can't hear you. Still can't hear you there. So I'll come back to you, Mike. The lady with this how do I describe this voice? Angelic voice. I'll come to you and go right ahead, and we'll come back to Mike.
Okay. I would say I agree with everything that's been said previously, but also know your worth and know that you're worth it. So that will determine what you'll put up with, what you'll endure, and don't let anyone lower your worth.
Mm-hmm. And I'll try you again there, Money, Mr. Butler. No, I still I see that you're still on mute here, but let me see if I can unmute you. It says your mic isn't connected, Mike. Yeah, on this side it's telling me, there you go. You're telling me that your mic is not connected.
Marcy did it.
Yeah,
You
I
hear me
think
now?
we lost. Yeah, there you go.
You got me now? Okay.
Yes, I got
Always
you.
always believe in yourself, keep God first, and never let people tell you that you can't do it. So, you know, I always be a strong believer. You know, whatever you do.
And, all right. And last but not least, I'll go to the lady that put us all together in this room tonight. Marcy, go right ahead.
I just believe in turning your hobby into something that you can do and enjoy. I don't have to make money. I'm enjoying what I'm doing. Money will come later. I'm just having fun. So just take the time out, have fun, take some time out for you. Nobody would have ever imagined that a young lady from Alvin, South Carolina could have accomplished all these things. But I did. And I'm thankful. And I'm thankful for everybody who's been a part of this celebration.
Indeed. And again, with that, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to close this up. Again, I'm looking forward to meeting you back here in Mounts Corner this Sunday at 10 p.m. At the time the show starts. Get your tickets early. Hit me up on Classic R&B Jams if you're in the area. Who knows, we might have a couple tickets that you can get in free. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, we will see you folks at, I'm sorry, the name of the venue again, please. I forgot to mention that. Big shout out to them. Babs and Babes. Babs and Babes. Indeed.
1933, Highway 52.
1933, Highway 52 in Mounts Corner, South Carolina. Don't meet us there, beat us there, ladies and gentlemen. All right? So
doors open at 8.
At 8. All right? All right, then, folks. With that, we're going to close this out. It's been a pleasure. And we are absolutely